Hi guys, and welcome to my Cotswold Cup series, kindly sponsored by SE Solicitors. For those of you that aren't familiar with SE Solicitors, let me introduce them. They have been the amazing sponsor of the Cotswold Cup for the past 3 years, and it's all thanks to their support that I get to share my Cotswold Cup journey with you. Honestly, they're a fantastic team, super friendly, incredibly knowledgeable. Whatever your legal needs might be, they've got you covered. From wills to inheritance tax to land disputes, family law, property, agriculture and business law, SE Solicitors are the experts you can turn to. So welcome to part 1 of 5 of our Cotswold Cup journey, which will follow us through the season as we attempt to qualify for the Cotswold Cup Championship. In this vlog we will be having a lesson, and it is our last lesson before we compete at Waverton House this weekend, which will be our first Cotswold Cup of the season, our first event of the season, and hopefully our last 80 before we step up to 90, eh Charlie? Though he will be the decider in that. We will see how we get on.
So what's he going to be doing at, is he going to Waverton?
Yeah, 80.
80.
And then, like, so he went to Coxlake the other day. He started a bit sharp, like he can be.
Yeah.
But he grew up very fast.
Yeah.
He was jumping all the skin, like, I mean, there's what, a few 90s there. But he jumped them all, and the skinnies. He was, pardon? Yeah.
He could have said no.
He was looking for the jumps, which was quite nice, like the skinnies. He never thought about going left or right.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, he just felt really, I say, like, initially when I first got on him, I was like, oh my gosh, he's so hard to ride.
Oh, that's super.
Yeah, he's just a bit sharp, but he's spooky.
And that's the jumping. How's the flat work been feeling?
Fine, I have to be honest, Neens, I just don't do loads without you.
No, that's all right.
Only because I'm like, is there much point in me undoing anything?
No, you won't, I don't think. I don't think
rather
you'll
than just
undo
doing it once a week and doing it really nicely.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
But what I have done, like, so when I jump him, he's like, his transitions and everything feel better. Obviously, we do a bit of flat before we jump to warm up.
Yeah. I think, Ella, you know, your horses are just much more ready. I mean, if you remember back to this time last year, you know, he still couldn't go around the school without having to scream.
Yeah.
So he's changed so much.
Yeah.
And you've just got to evolve with them.
Exactly.
And as they get more grown up, you can be a little bit more demanding of their discipline.
Yeah.
So I would do the same kind of thing as you do with Hattie, and just ask him to run through walk, trot, halt, you know, halt, walk, trot, but all of it with lots of politeness. Yeah, it's got to feel easy. No, I'd do that again, you see. So that we really, really disciplined. So even if you just go into walk, it's a disciplined go into walk. That's it. And then a disciplined transition to trot. Better?
Yeah.
Couple more. Yeah, very good. And halt, release, outline, walk on. No, no. Those are the critical moments. Oh, you haven't got any
Bit rings, I was like, you're going to say. Yeah. Oh, martingale stoppers.
Yeah.
We can take the martingale off.
Yeah. I don't like that.
Yeah, no, that's very fair.
I'm worried. Good boy.
Submission. Bit more submission, good boy. Walk on. Is that acceptable?
Much better.
Okay.
I love the way you look at me. But you could feel it was better.
It was, yeah.
It was better. You know when a horse feels like he's coming, that was horrible. I know. It's the devil is in the detail. He's got to stay round and trot. There's a good boy. Of course he can do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just about being a little bit more particular with him. That was good.
Yeah.
The trouble is, every time they go, you ride a transition and the horse is a little bit not through or a little bit unsubmissive about it, then the horse says, well, that's all right, she doesn't mind. You have to be so on it.
Yes, definitely.
And I don't get cross with them. I just go back. I say, well, we'll do that again. Yes, well done. And the more he accepts that, just like Hattie, the more rideable he'll feel.
Yeah.
How does that feel now?
Yeah, no, he did just start to run with me a bit, but it feels generally like he's just being a little bit less.
Okay, so ride the halt.
Oh, sorry.
Tiny bit of left flexion because we've halted on the left rein. Now, tiny little rein back. Even if it's not much, it doesn't matter. And give. Yes. So, because that's all it is. And a little, and give. Good. And then a walk on the bit. Really round. Are we in front of the leg? You know, these are the little checklists.
Yeah.
Nice and soft and round. Are you in front of the leg? And then I've got a rideable, lovely horse. Beautiful. There, you see. And then when you got that, he actually stretched to the hand and you can see definition in the neck muscles, and then you know it's all going in the right direction. Lovely. Because it can start off looking a little tight.
Yes.
But you mustn't be put off. You have to ride the horse so he wants to take your hand. Not just because you've thrown the rein at him. That's it.
Good.
Lovely. That was nice. And then you've got to be brave and go, I might just ride a little old half halt. And he's got to yield to it. Much better, Ella. Until you end up feeling he's less fragile.
Yeah.
In the half halting.
Boy.
Much better.
Yeah, nice.
And that little tiny rein back is so helpful. Oh, look at that. What a difference. And now you're managing to canter with sort of supporting him a bit less.
Yes.
So when you next go into canter, you can pop him into canter and just check. I wonder if I can ride a little give and retake of the rein and pick him back up. But before I ride the give and retake, I ride a small half halt.
Good boy, Our Canter.
Can't ride a very big one because he can't manage it. Little one, and a give, and put him together. What a good boy. TROT, on the bit, walk, on the bit, and soft. And what a difference. Because it's very tempting to hold onto his canter, but we have to keep saying, yeah, this is all fine, but at some point you have to balance yourself.
Yeah.
And so although you might end up with the canter feeling a bit rubbish for a minute,
Yeah.
we still have to do it.
Yes.
Because otherwise he'll always need support.
Yeah, okay.
We have to teach him to canter sitting and in his own balance.
Yeah.
Right, one more go at that. And then we'll start jumping some jumps.
Start the jumping job.
But that looks so much softer.
Yeah, it does feel a lot softer. It's so mad how, like, nervous isn't the right word, but I anticipate him being difficult, so I just don't ask.
Well, I don't blame you. He's a little bit more difficult to engage than some horses have been.
Yeah.
But I think once he gets the hang of it a little bit more, I don't think you're actually going to find him very difficult.
No.
I think it's just taking a little bit of time. Good, ride a half halt, you see? Yeah. Because when I'm watching him, he looks really lovely, and just after you've ridden the half halt, and then 3 or 4 steps on, I think, oh, where's the next one?
Yeah, I see, okay, yeah.
And you've got to, that's what you've got to start to feel.
Yeah.
I'll be delighted when you are ahead of me.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, Ella.
Yeah.
Look at the difference.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah?
I forget to breathe
I
if you
think
didn't tell me to
sometimes
breathe.
when we ride, and when people are riding their horses, they go, I've ridden my half halt, done it.
Yeah.
Done it.
Now what?
Now, that's it now.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's not like that, especially with a young horse. You know, it's not very long lasting.
No.
And you have to, the skill is to get that little age, that little help to the horse before he's fallen flat on his face.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah? Look at the difference. He looks stunning. And now you can feel it's different because instead of your hands feeling like you're holding him,
Yeah, he's
taking you.
Yeah.
So that, again, is a really good sign. Lovely. Beautiful. Love it. Yeah, good. I like that, you see. I like that because that's teaching him to balance.
Yeah.
Now, he's a little bit in a heap now.
Yeah.
So he probably needs to come back to trot. And now he needs a half halt. Oh, what a good... He was waiting for it.
Yeah.
He said, well, I'm sure I'm supposed to have a half halt now. How good is that, Charlie?
Boy.
Good boy.
Ooh.
His halo is absolutely shining. Yes? Good boy. There, what a difference. And I know as far as his dressage competition, he's got to be a little bit more up, a little bit more there.
Yeah.
But you first have to get them through.
Yeah.
And then you can
Do the rest.
fancy it up and place the pole.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Very good.
Thank
Right,
you.
we're going to have a little jump now.
Okie dokie. Well, that was rude.
Good boy. Yeah, just come again. I don't think you quite knew whether you were going to push or pull or what.
I know, when they take me on the last 2 strides, I never know what to do because I always feel like the moment's
come
gone.
round again and pretend there's no jump there and just trot.
Okay.
Don't look at the jump, look at the view. Look at the view. It's his job to jump the jump. It's only a little crossbow. So just look at the view and leave him alone. Leave him alone, leave him alone. Yeah, and if he's a bit rubbish at doing that, he needs to do it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, do it again. You just got to go, I'm just trotting. I think it's quite good for them just to figure it out a little bit. Yeah, yeah. There we are.
Okay. Yeah.
That was a lot better. All right, I'll put a little rail on the back.
Yeah.
And you can pop it from canter then. But remember, now you've got to say, now where you feel nice to me in my hand.
Yeah.
I might be able to bend you if I want to. I can ride my little half halts. So your canter is just more rideable. That's what we're aiming for.
Yeah. Woo!
This is going well, isn't it? I think you'll be editing that.
It's me.
Right, so go and give him a little sharpening up.
Yeah. I don't know what happened during that. I honestly nearly came off the front.
Well, you're trying to ride a nice canter and it was a bit backward.
I don't know why he's been quite so swishy today. No, you're being horrible. We'll just do it. Tutsen. Ante. Good lad.
Yeah, that was good. You were dead right to ride it a couple of times. He's getting much better, Ella.
Yeah.
Much more rideable. You know, the only slight difficulty you're having is he doesn't very naturally change right to left.
No.
Lead, but he's not too difficult to correct.
No.
So I think at the moment I would correct him.
Yeah.
Especially when you're show jumping.
Yeah.
And then I think what we need to work on little by little is we could actually just try that. If you come off the right rein to the wall,
Yeah.
and then I just put a pole on the floor somewhere.
Yeah.
If he's on the wrong leg,
See if we can get
carry on in canter.
Okay, yeah.
And let's see if we can encourage him to change.
Yeah, okay.
But you've got to think, I've got to get him a little bit soft to the left and ask for that change if he hasn't given it to you.
Yeah, okay.
Okay? So I'll just put a pole on the floor to the left of the double here.
Okie dokie.
So Ella, little things, when you're walking him along,
Yeah.
you just check, are you in front of my leg? Yeah? You take your legs off. How do you check if a horse is in front of the leg? Take your legs off it.
Okay.
And if everything fizzles out, he's behind you.
Yeah, okay.
And you just go, oi, you listening? There. That little sharpening up.
Yeah.
It can be such a small correction.
Yeah.
But it can be so helpful.
It's all a game, we take the blame. I roll the dice, hoping you feel the same.
Yes, lovely. There's a nice little change.
Uh-oh.
Very good. Yeah, I mean, that was fine.
Yeah.
That was fine.
Yeah.
You know, he's improved beyond all recognition.
Yeah.
So it's all coming along. I think he just needs to go out, get his 80 out of the way, and start moving on and up. Because
Yeah.
he just goes, well, this is too easy to bother with,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Good
He
boy.
needs a bit more to impress him now.
Yeah.
How did he feel then?
Good.
Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you see what I mean about the walk?
Yeah.
Because
Definitely.
it's very easy. You go into your warm-up, you think you've done it, then you have to stand at the gate and you have to go in, and in that time the horse can be behind the leg.
Yeah.
So you go in, and if it's hot and sharp, you don't have to do anything. But if it feels calm,
Yeah.
you must just check, oi, are you listening?
Yeah.
And that little quick leg
Be
aid,
enough.
and it's enough to make them switch on.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Good boy.
Good.
Right.
Yeah, we just ride him a little bit, and
Yeah.
what you could practice, you know, if you're thinking about a ride through before the weekend.
I won't. This is his last ride.
Lovely.
Yeah.
So you want to think, ride round the arena, ride some centre lines. You know, you don't have to ride through the test. I'm not mad on riding through the test.
No.
But I might ride the odd movement from the test.
Yeah.
And it'll give me a heads up as to how I need to prepare for each movement. So if we're going to ride down the centre line off the left rein.
We need to be left bend.
We do.
Yeah, okay.
So we're going to do that again. So just as you're coming towards the corner, add a bit of left bend, Ella. Just ask for a little extra. Now you have to be supportive with your inside leg. Allow on your right rein. Yeah, let's see what we've got. That's better. You've got to see what you've got.
Yeah, okay.
Rather than mask what you've got. You have to know, can I ride that corner in left bend if I plan to ride in on the left rein? And if he doesn't do it as you would like, you have to fix it.
Yeah.
So lighter on the right hand as you come through the turn. He's got to be allowed to bend left. Little bit of nudging on the inside rein. Yep, yep. Well, there's a difference.
Yeah, that was better.
And then he was much more fluent. Good. Now, which way are we turning? So we're going to make our half halt and then allow him through the turn. That's it.
Good. Yeah, nice.
Much better. And then if you remember where to dot in these little half halts and small extra bend or whatever it is, you'll find the whole test will flow better.
Yeah.
That's it. Good. And then ride down, ride down the centre line. Practice riding a give and retake on the centre line. Half halt, offer the hands, put him together. Very good. And by riding that, you often find that the centre line will feel nicer.
Yeah.
Rather than it's all a little bit held together.
Yeah.
So let's do it again. Practice it. So before the corner, we ride a little half halt and a softening. Good. Then we ride the centre line. Now we ride a little half halt and a light. Good. Much better. Now, yes, good. Yeah, just do it, because even though that isn't what you're going to do on the day, you do a mini version of that.
Yeah.
You just say to the horse, look here, come to me, and then I'll allow, and you'll start to feel him stretch into his outline. That's it. That feels nicer, doesn't it?
Yeah. Good boy.
Little bit of left flexion. Yeah, circle away left. Half halt and light. Good. Half halt and light again. Now the centre line.
Don't feel like you listened.
Well, that's better.
Yeah, that was nice.
You see?
Yeah.
Needed 3 half halts to get to the centre line.
Yeah.
Yes, well done. Good. Now, you're walking. Lighten your hands a bit. Take your leg off a bit. Is he in front of you? Is he, though?
No.
Go on, then. Tell him. Get in front of me, please. Now walk. Little pat. It's testing. It's finding out where you're at, not covering up anything.
Yeah,
oh, that's
okay.
better, isn't it?
Yeah. Good boy.
Good. So it's when you ride the test on a young horse, you're trying to ride the test and help that horse become a better horse, not just ride a series of movements. So you have to use all the things you do in training. Oh, what a difference.
Yeah, he feels lovely.
What a difference. Small little corrections. Yes, so a little half halt and a lot of light. Good, good. Now a little bit bigger in the trot, little bit bigger. Oh, there's your test trot.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Because he's just looking more generous. Now ride your half halt. Good, Ella, lovely.
Boy.
Another one, oh, a little bit late. And that's it. That's it. Gorgeous. So you say, I might ride a slightly slower trot for a moment. Just a little bit. Very good. Now I'm going to ride a slightly bigger trot. And you can do that as you trot round the outside of the arena.
Okay.
Good. Excellent. Now come down the centre line again. Half halt and soft. So you're not feeling like you have to hang on tight. Half halt and soft. Oh, what a difference.
Boy.
So you can make those turns. How does that feel?
Yeah, better. It's funny now because he's so light in my hand. I'm finding it really alien. It's like I say that I know he needs to now
feel so
take the rein a
different.
bit. But yeah, I'm like, gosh, it's so surreal.
Yes, that he's so willing to do it.
Yeah, now we see we need the other
Yes.
when he takes me.
That's it. It's small adjustments now. Yeah, good. Good. So you could do really half halt and soft, just very small between you and him, really. Good. And then TROT.
Oh, that was a bad time to ask 'cause it was right in a disobedient bit.
That's okay. Or you can ride it again.
Come on.
But really, he's not actually disobedient now.
No,
He just
sorry.
sometimes
Sorry, it was an unbalanced bit.
he loses his throughness,
Yeah.
and then he breaks,
Come on.
or he feels like he's going to break. It feels fragile.
Yeah.
So go, okay, I'm going to have to be clever with my half halting. Yeah, little bit of bend. Good. Little bit of bend to the left. Good. And then I make another half halt and lighten. Yeah, follow it through.
Come on, you've been.
That's it. Well done.
Boy.
Follow every half halt through.
Ooh, saddle
Yeah.
slipping.
Yep, follow it through. After the canter's always difficult because they find it difficult to accept that discipline.
Yeah.
Really have to sit and push. So sometimes especially when you're warming up, if it's taking a long time to get back the nice feeling to the trot,
Yeah.
well, you might have to walk, you might have to halt. But remember, your priority is to get that half halt to work, not just to trot about.
Yeah.
How does that feel now?
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh.
Can you try and lighten your right hand a little bit? There you are. Can you feel that?
Yeah. You've been-
Quite good.
Yeah.
Good. And now TROT.
Right, I'm going to say. Ooh. I could fall into it then.
Yeah. Well done.
Didn't have it in.
You managed. That's lovely. See, actually, it was a bit of a struggle, but it's more connected there.
Yeah.
Do you lighten your right hand? Good. Yeah. So you can ride a half halt, but make sure you have the bend first.
Okay.
Otherwise, the half halt's not going to be, he can't carry it out.
Ooh.
So sometimes we have to be allowing our terrain and allow that horse to bend left. Then you can add the outside rein. That's it. And then hopefully you can make your little check and your little release and all of that with a tiny bit of leg to push him together.
Yeah.
That's better.
Boy, that's nice.
That's gorgeous.
That's nice, Charlie.
Okay, we'll give him a little walk and a stretch. Deeper. Thank you. You know why? Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah, that's it. And then we'll change and just look at the right canter.
Good boy. Good boy. Nearly done. Good boy.
Yes, listen, lovely boy. Good. So we're just going to look at the right canter. So you take your time with the walk. At the moment, he's not through in the walk.
No.
So you go, well, we're going to ride some half halts. Yeah, and another one. You can feel he's all up and down and no stretch.
Yeah.
Yep, through. Take your time. Be secure. Yep. The feeling should be that if you offer the hand,
Yeah.
you would want to stretch. That's it.
Boy.
That's the feeling you're aiming for
Yeah. It's
in the medium walk. Yes.
boy.
Now that's a look at the difference.
Yeah.
So you've just put him in a slightly different position,
Good.
and all of a sudden all the tension's gone.
Gone. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so pop him into trot. And then when you're ready, pop him into canter. With the same feel as you got from the walk. Very good. Okay, and trot. And think nice and deep. Yeah, persevere. That feeling where you can say, I'll stay steady, and then when I allow, you want to stretch to my rein, to the
Yeah.
hand.
Boy.
That's better.
Yeah.
That's better. And then when you go into canter, you want that same feeling so that he feels like he's taking you through and forward to the rein.
Canter.
Much better. Much better. And trot.
Oh, we lost his left shoulder.
Because you were losing the throughness.
Yeah.
So it's fine. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
It's fine to come back to trot
Oh, saddle.
because, as I say, we know Charlie can canter. What Charlie can't do is accept the half halt in the canter.
Yeah.
And so in your warm-up, it's not just about cantering and struggling away with it. You keep saying, no, I've got to be able to ride these half halts, lovely boy. Okay, and pop into canter, stretching. That was better. Love that.
Yeah.
And then when you start to think this is getting a bit difficult, well done. And then when you can, you go back into canter. And hopefully you'll end up with less moments where you feel I've got to trot. On the bit. We're not jumping now, Charles. Oh, well, there's a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done. And
Yeah.
on the bit. On the bit. On the bit. Well, there you are.
Yeah.
Do you see?
Woo.
So
Yeah.
it took 3 or 4 goes But by the last time, you actually managed to ride him through in the canter without having to go into the trot to do it.
Yeah.
So you know, getting him ready for his tests, the more you can do with saying to him, we need to stretch to there, we need to stretch to there, and he just can handle it all a little bit better. Yeah, deeper. The moment you have to ride him that little bit deeper, good boy. That's it, he needs to be there. Little bit deeper. Yeah, come on, Charlie. Good boy, well done. Gorgeous, Ella. Yeah, he needs a walk because it's quite hard going for him.
Yeah.
Now stretch. Everything he does.
Down and stretch.
Yes. Can you feel?
Yeah.
At the moment, his test has to be ridden more there
Yeah.
than two up, and you know he's not quite ready because you might be unlucky and the judge will say, well, he's a bit deep and he's a bit this or that. But I would rather have a discipline test and accept that his outline isn't exactly where I want it to be one day.
Yeah.
But then at least I'm establishing along the way the real acceptance of the half halt.
Yeah.
And it's in a way he can handle.
Yeah.
He can't accept the half halt with his poll up here like a more advanced horse.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm finding him quite bitty today, but then I also find my last lesson before a competition, I always struggle because all of a sudden you think, this is what I've got to work with.
Yeah, I know.
Scary.
He'll be fine.
Yeah.
He's looking lovely. I mean, so different.
Yeah.
The right canter's probably the most fragile bit.
Yeah.
But
It's just a nice canter, so you pick it up in the corner, do a 20-metre circle and trot before the corner.
Yeah.
So you haven't even got to really canter a straight line, which is quite nice.
No. Well, that's ideal.
Yeah.
And you know, as I say, with your warming up, do remember to give him his stretches because he won't be able to keep it going.
Yeah.
So do a bit, stretch.
Yeah.
Do a bit, stretch. When you
Okay.
pick him up in the walk, if he's doing this, it's very easy. Deeper.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Anytime he's feeling a bit rubbish,
Deeper.
And he'll get the hang of it.
Yeah.
Well done, Charlie.
He's
looking better though, isn't he? Yeah, it's all good. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, I am. I'm delighted. There we have it. That was our last lesson before our Cotswold Cup this weekend at Waverton House, which will be our first event of the season. I hope you've enjoyed watching. There will be 5 parts to this SE Solicitors sponsored eventing series. If there's anything specifically that you would like to see, please comment below. I'm thinking of courseworks versus how it rode, cross-country lessons, obviously full days of eventings, and also maybe like a week in the run-up to an event. Let me know if that's the sort of thing you would find interesting, or I say if there's anything else you would specifically like to see. For now should I say, from me and Charlie, that's a wrap. Please comment, like, subscribe. Please stay with us on this journey, and we hope to see you next time.